What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of Warframe, and we are going to get back into our free-to-play series that we started last time when we did the tutorial. This part we're going to jump into the second part of the series where we're going to go through the quest line called Vor's Prize, which basically helps us unlock some of our stuff on the ship and get into the regular part of the game. So let's see what we got today for our daily tribute. First of all, a couple of mutagen samples. No big deal. But if you guys remember last time, we went ahead and went through, did the tutorial, picked our first weapons, kind of looked around the ship a little bit, made Excalibur look somewhat decent off of the basic color options we have. And now we're going to jump right into it. So your first thing you're going to have is the navigation section. You're still going to need to get that component. And unfortunately, right off the bat, all you are going to be able to do is a couple of these first introductory missions. See, all we have that's unlockable right now is to restore the ship communications. So that's what we're going to do. Our goal right now is to get through this initial quest line and then start working on unlocking some of the early planets. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to switch my matchmaking over to private because I don't want to have to worry about anybody else jumping in right now. And I do apologize if the audio is a little odd. This video is actually one of the first videos I've done with my new Blue Snowball Ice microphone, so I'm still kind of messing with the settings. And with it being an open mic, I do have a pop filter on it, but you may still pick up some sounds like the keyboard or the controller, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully it's not going to mess with the commentary that much. So here we go. Have to restore ship communications. And we've got our Bratton and our Skana and our Kunai. And Vor is going to talk a little trash to us because he can't help himself. Vor is one of those bosses, you just wind up killing him like 400 times in this game. Successfully perform 100 stealth kills. Awesome. So that's one stealth kill. The cool thing about stealth kills as well, one of the reasons you want to try to get stealth kills in this game is they give you a lot of affinity versus normal kills. So that can really help you level up a little bit quicker. And always go through and get these resources. I know it can be kind of a pain to run off the map, but if you can find any little caches everywhere, you want to get as many resources as possible. That's another thing we want to focus on early in the game is just getting these resources. Because eventually we're going to start needing to build things once we master up our initial weapons. But that's something we'll go through in other videos. We're definitely going to talk about some initial weapons we can get right off the bat to start with. Because the name of the game is to stay powerful in Warframe, and in order to do that, we are going to have to get some better weapons than these initial weapons. Although these will carry us pretty far, but we're definitely going to want to upgrade once we get a few levels. One of the things I love about this game is just the way you can do all the cool little parkour jumps and bullet jumps and slow time down like you're in the Matrix. Actually, I'm going to run up here because there's probably a couple of little boxes we can get. You see here, every time we pop one of these boxes up, we're going to get credits, we're going to get ammunition, we're going to get some crafting materials. So it's definitely important to try to grab these when you can. Oh, that was terrible aim. Are you serious? God, that was awful. I think we got most of this stuff in here. Yeah, I am definitely a loot hound in this game, so I always try to look everywhere and find any of these things that I can do. Because materials are going to be really important later on, and also you can sometimes find little affinity things in there that are going to give you 100 affinity, which is always helpful. Because Warframe is a bit of a grind. You're always going to be leveling something up, whether it's a weapon or a Warframe. We're going to get into Forma and putting Forma on our Warframe to give us more slots for mods. So it's definitely a game where you're going to spend a lot of time going after crafting materials and other things. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go with these episodes. I'm going to try to keep them to a half an hour, because I think some people, they can only sit down and watch a video for so long, but I was hoping to get Vor's Prize done completely in one video, but I don't know. It's just going to depend on how quick we get through these missions. This is pretty quiet so far. Nobody's really home. Let's see if we could find a Kubro nest somewhere too, so we could try to grab a Kubro egg early in the journey here. You can see up there on the top you get a stealth kill affinity bonus of 100%, and if you can string together a couple of stealth kills. Alright, so we got to be a little careful when we go in here, because there's a console you have to get. You can see there, this is kind of still in the tutorial stage, so it tells you force fields will trip the vault and all this other stuff. So we have to get into this room here and get this computer hacked. There's a couple different ways you can go. You can go through here. You can slide down and go underneath, or you can actually sneak down underneath the map here. I hear footsteps. It's kind of a basic introduction here to some of what they would call a spy mission later on, where you have to go through and hack some of these consoles. Yeah, I may use panic button to trigger the alarm. And then what happens is there's a countdown. If you trigger the alarm, a countdown starts, and you can't. You have a certain amount of time that you have to get the data, or you lose the data and fail the mission. That can get kind of annoying in later missions, but especially the ones where you have to get all three spy vaults. But this isn't too bad. You're just gonna go in here and hack. That's pretty much the first level there. You see, we got to rank up on all our stuff, and then Vor is gonna talk some more trash. So now we're just gonna head to extraction. That's what I like about these kunai too. They have a nice, pretty good range on them. They do have a little bit of an arc you have to get used to, but you can kill enemies pretty silently from a distance. Oh, you did not see me. That was a botched stealth kill, but oh well. That'll work. Alright, this is the landing zone here. You can actually, oh, that was really fun. You can actually pick up some more loot on the sides here, because there's a couple little spaces you can go to open up some loot lockers. You don't want to get too close to the extraction point, because it'll automatically... Is that an argon? Wow, argon crystal. That's a pretty high level crafting piece. You don't usually find those. Argon crystals you'll need for some different crafting recipes or blueprints. And unfortunately they do erode over time. So when you, like we just got one there, by the time we could actually probably use that, it'll probably vanish, because those are some of the rarer crafting materials, and they do unfortunately vanish if you don't use them quickly enough. So there's one more little spot over here. That is kind of surprising. I don't think I've seen argon crystals in an early stage like this. Let's see if there's anything in here. Alright, a little bit of affinity is good. And now we'll go ahead and get out of here and move on to the next part. Alright, we got a couple of mods too, which is nice. Now you're going to notice these are all going to be damage mods, but that's okay right now. We don't have anything. We just want to use what we can pick up. We'll get into some early farming later on once I get past this initial tutorial stage, and I'll show you guys. We'll just do some farming runs where we try to get some good mods for early on. But not bad. Got a nice little credit haul in there too. Got an argon crystal, so pretty good. I don't think we can actually do any of that stuff yet. Okay. Which segment did we get offline? I don't think we got the mod segment. That'd help if I'd pay attention. There we go. Alright, so we opened up the market segment there. So now you can actually go in here, and this is where you can spend your platinum, or in some cases credits for things. Sentinels, all kinds of stuff here. So you see here's a bunch of stuff. A codex scanner, I'm actually going to pick up a couple of these right now and equip these. I don't know if I have an arsenal slot yet, but we'll go ahead and buy a couple of these. And we're going to wind up using, I'll show you guys. We may not use them right away, but now that you find cephalon fragments in the game, you're able to actually scan them and get some codex entries unlocked. So go to our gear section. We will equip this. And you can see here we got some ranks on our weapons and our Warframe, and we got a couple of nice mod drops, but I don't think we got anything. Okay, we can't upgrade anything yet. So basically you cannot really do anything with your stuff until you finish this tutorial stage, which is kind of annoying because these mods would probably help us out quite a bit. Now once we got the nav segment unlocked, you can see up top you've got some other areas. You can actually look at your active quests here. You can see what alerts are available. And alerts are important because you can see some of these alerts have rewards, like you get an Auric and Catalyst blueprint. You can get a helmet for one of the Warframes. Cosmetic items will be in here. Some good mods will be in here sometimes as drops. So you want to check those alerts, make sure you're doing those. And we'll get into that later on in the video series when we get through. But for right now, we're just going to keep on moving through the tutorial stage. We're going to go to liberate the imprisoned arms dealer. And this is I think this is a Corpus mission, if I recall correctly. Oh, it's still Grenier, okay. So this is a rescue mission. And again, this is going to introduce you to a mission type in Warframe. There's all kinds of different mission types, which most of you guys probably know already, but if you're a newer player that hasn't actually... I don't know what this is. Oh, I got Iatan Star. That's cool. That's interesting. Free gift. You can use those to get Endo later in the game, which I'll tell you about. Actually, I have a video that's going to be posted pretty soon about Iatan treasures in general. This is kind of a fun little map set here. This is just kind of a quick little rescue mission. See if we get a stealth kill on this guy here before. There we go. Surprise! Just kind of dropped down right on that guy. And again, I apologize. I usually will hit every loot container I see, because you definitely want to try to get some of that stuff. Also, keep an eye out for some Iatan sculptures. And you got to keep an eye out too. Sometimes you'll miss these little spots where you can drop down through the floor, but sometimes you can. Oh, we just died. That's great. That's embarrassing. Okay, so now we're going to play the rest of the mission with 12 health. This ought to be real good. Well, I think there was a... There we go. You get a little bit of health back. Alright, so tip number 1, don't go into that area with the steam. You can see the kunai have a little bit of a drop there when you throw them from a distance. But we still want to try to be stealthy. Now this is another thing too, when you're going through these, always take a look up, because with the way you can move in this game, you have access to a lot of areas you wouldn't otherwise think you do. And you can see here we just were able to knock down a couple of loot boxes just by jumping up. But yeah, you have a lot of freedom of movement in this game, and it's definitely something you want to take advantage of. I'm actually trying to be a little more careful now here, because I don't have, since I took that little health hit to my health on that last part. Oh wow, there's a guy back here. It's kind of weird. Go get a couple, rack up that affinity. You see that the bonus is already up to 400%. That means you're getting a huge affinity boost every time you can pull one of those stealth kills off. They're very important to the game. I think this is going to take us into the prison area, yeah. They got to be careful in here, because there's these wardens that patrol, and if they... That's just a regular guy. If they find you, they'll set off the alarm, and of course it starts a timer. You don't have a whole lot of time to actually save the guy then. Wow, this is kind of crazy, dropping argon crystals in the first area here. Okay, he's patrolling that way. Let's see if we can stealth kill him. That works. Okay, I think that's a warden right there. Yeah. We should be able to stealth kill her. Make sure nobody else is around. Now, there's usually more than one way you can get in. You can see that fan up there. We could actually... If I could hit it, or you can actually blow that out. You can sneak in that way too. This is kind of the direct approach. Unlock the door. Now there may be a Grenier guy in here too, so you kind of have to be careful. Don't just go rushing in. You can see there's a fan up there too. You can come into the ceiling. A lot of different ways you can go through it. Alright, hack the security. There he is. Now, if you want, you can give him your secondary weapon so he can defend himself as you escape. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're going to try. Use our Brat. We haven't been using the Bratton too much. Mark 1 Bratton, that is. And it's not a terrible gun, so... shit, there's two guys there. And we might get into a little bit more action here. Make sure he doesn't hit that alarm. And somebody did hit the alarm. That's good. Shouldn't be a big deal though. And usually these guys are pretty good about following you, so. Alright, 10 star, that's good. Two guys coming at one time. Alright, I'm going to hit this alarm real quick. Usually it's not a big deal if the alarm's going off. You can handle most of the stuff they're going to throw at you, but it's a little bit easier if you don't have a whole bunch of Grenier coming breathing down your neck. Now Vor is going to mess with our Warframe a little bit. Okay, hurry up, Vor. I got stuff to do here. I'll listen to you talk the whole time. All right. See, if we had left that alarm on, we'd be having a whole bunch of Grenier coming after us right now, but it's not too bad. It's pretty manageable early on. Yeah, we're already at the extraction point, so it's a pretty simple mission there. Just get Darvo and get him out. Rescue missions can be a lot harder than this, trust me. Especially if you try to do a Void Fisher one. Oh god, those can just be a pain in the butt. But rescue in general is not too bad. Nice free stealth kill there towards the end. And we will go ahead and head to extraction. And we'll probably get some more mods there. Yeah, actually, you got some gold mods. But you can see they're all damaged. But still, these are better than what we have now, which is nothing. So we're going to use these for a little while until we can find a replacement for them. We got some more credits. We got some Iatan stars in that mission, which is pretty good. Another Argon crystal. It's really weird they're giving those Argon crystals in these early missions. Everything's rank 3 or rank 4, which is decent. And now we have the mod segment, which is good because we can actually start building up. Go ahead and install that there. So here you can see we have these mods. There's a lot of stuff we can do with these. I'll probably just do a separate video once we get the tutorial done, just on modding in general, to explain the process. It's changed quite a bit since I first started playing Warframe a long time ago. But it's definitely a little bit easier now than it was before. But we'll go through all that later. But it is going to be important that we equip these mods. Let's go to our arsenal segment here. And now we can upgrade our Warframe and our weapons. Now you'll notice, unfortunately, we only have 3 capacity. These numbers that correspond on these mods will tell you how much capacity they take. We got some decent ones here. These are damaged. It'd be nicer if we had the full versions of these, but we're going to work with what we got right now. So redirection will give us some more shields. Vitality is going to give us a little bit more health, so we're going to slot that one in. And you can see if it has a matching polarity slot there, you actually will have a little bit less cost. So continuity is going to give us power duration. Intensify is going to give us more power strength. We'll go ahead and put those 2 in for right now. Up here is our Exilis and Aura slots. We'll get into those later. Right now we're just going to go ahead and put some mods on our weapons. A little more damage there. The Kunai's got some nice polarity slots actually, even though it's a Mark 1 weapon. And we've got some mod damage there. Alright, so Darbo is going to give us a blueprint that's going to help us take this Scarus off, which will restore our full power and get us out of Vor's grip. But we don't have that segment yet. We have to go find that. I believe that's going to be a stage with the Corpus. Alright, we're going to work on that. Okay, yeah, this is going to be, I think, the mission with the Corpus. Possibly. No, Grenier, okay. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We'll just go in and kill all the Grenier. That'll be the solution to that problem. Okay, so this is a Sabotage mission, I believe, also. If it's the one I'm thinking of. No, okay. Yep. We will do that and we will kill everybody. That's pretty much the mission. There'll be a couple Grenier running around this initial area here, but we're going to go through and grab some materials and some resources real quick. Take advantage of him getting stuck in the floor there. For you sound kind of delusional there, buddy. That was a sniper, Grenier sniper. Again, we're just going to go through, especially early on, like I said, 100 times. It's just important to grab all this stuff, because you want to make sure you have materials later. You'll kind of get used to some of these tile sets too. These map sets actually are used quite a bit in these early Grenier stages. It's actually very similar to the map where you have to go to kill Captain Vor. Let's see. That's a nice position. There's like 5 of these guys. Ah, crap, this could be. And somebody got the alarm. Great. I knew I missed one of them. Thankfully there's a terminal nearby. This is kind of cool too. You can use the zip lines if you want. A lot of different ways you can fight the enemies in these stages. And notice there I did a slam attack with a melee weapon. If you jump up in the air and point down with your cursor or your controller, whatever you're using to play the game, like if you go here and then you aim downward, he'll do a melee slam, which can knock enemies back. That's an important attack for later in the game, especially. If you get surrounded by a group of enemies, you can use that to your advantage, knock them all down. Alright, I'm running kind of low on time here, so I'm going to go ahead and try to rush through the end of this. I was hoping we get through the whole tutorial-ish part of the game in one episode, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Alright, that was easy enough. Where's that guy at? Alright, so now it switches into an exterminate mission. Exterminate missions are pretty straightforward. You just kill everybody that's left. Basically, any of the little red markers you see on your map are going to be bad guys. And you're just going to move around and take them out. Thankfully, a lot of these Grenier have been very accommodating. They're just standing around with their backs turned. Letting us get a lot of stealth kills early on. Looks like there's another one around here somewhere. And if you're wondering how to do that spiral bullet jump, it's just crouch and jump. You can aim that pretty much anywhere you want. Just hit your crouch button and there you go. I won't confess on how long it took me to figure that out when I first started Warframe. Definitely use some Warframe powers as well. It's one thing I usually forget. I would oftentimes fall into sort of the first-person shooter thing with this game where I think all I have is my weapons, and then I forget that I actually have some Warframe powers. And God, you guys quit hitting the alarm. It's really no big deal on Exterminate though, because actually can make the mission go faster because all the enemies flock to you. So we'll just leave the alarm on. It's not really going to make it that difficult. As you can see, everyone's going to come towards us here. Use slash dash. Slash dash is a really good power, especially when everybody's in melee range. That's the one nice thing about Excalibur, especially when you get into the later stages of the game. You can build a really powerful melee build with him. He is a really good Warframe, and he gets bonus damage to sword attacks. Fitting, since his name is Excalibur, of course. But that's one of the reasons I also suggest picking him up when you first start out. Really, most of the frames they offer you at the beginning are pretty good, but Excalibur is going to give you the most well-rounded performance. And since we are doing this straight up free to play and we're going to have to farm other Warframes and not spend any platinum, it's better off to choose one of the the more well-rounded frames in the game to start with. I think you can eventually get Excalibur from the Conclave, but that was going to require you to play some PvP, and some people don't like to play PvP. I haven't played much PvP in Warframe because it's kind of confusing to someone that's never done it before. But I'll definitely, for this series, probably get into it a little bit. So we're almost there. We got one more guy to kill here, and that's it. Pretty quick and easy extraction there. We'll probably get some more mods Alright, good. We got some more mods here too. These are going to be damaged, but still decent for the start. Wait, electricity damage for pistol, attack speed for melee. Pretty good. We're getting a nice credit base built up to here. We've already got about 20,000 credits. Credits are going to be very important early in the game. You're going to want to get as many of them as possible. Alright, so now we have to install the Foundry segment. This is where you're going to craft most of your blueprints later in the game. It's going to help us get weapons and other items without having to spend real money. So you will get used to your Foundry segment. And you can see here it's going to list all your blueprints. You can sort it up top by ones that you have in progress, stuff that's ready to build if you have all the materials for it. Weapons, melee, all this other stuff here. You see right now we don't have enough components, so we're going to have to go actually find these components, which is what this next mission is going to entail. So this is probably a good stopping point right here. We'll go ahead and end this video. And the next video we're going to have to get the materials to build the Ascaris Negator. And then once we build that and remove it, we will go and fight Captain Vor, finish up the tutorial section, and then we can actually start getting into some of the main parts of the game. So yeah, not too bad. Anyways, guys, let me know if you're enjoying this series. Hopefully you're enjoying this little look at playing Warframe as a totally free-to-play account. That's our goal here. We're going to try to do the best we can to show you guys the most effective ways to play free-to-play to maximize your time and get some decent gear. So it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying making this series so far. I'm really happy coming back to Warframe and found the game to be a lot more enjoyable than it was before. They've definitely made some good quality of life changes to the game that are helping it out a little bit. So hopefully you guys are finding that as well. Anyways, this is going to do it for me, guys. If any of you Warframe veterans want to add some tips down below for newer players, feel free to do so. Love it when you guys comment on the videos. We can have some discussion. But otherwise, that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this as always. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again next time.